So how are Mara and Binary doing today? I just had lunch at IKEA. Like, I mean, that shouldn't be a very big thing until you realize that, I don't think I've had lunch at IKEA in like 2 years. That's not really true, but yeah. Well, we needed some new filters for our air, freshener, but they were out of those, so we need to go back. And we needed some new kitchen knives. Which was funny, because then you stand at the we stood at the self checkout, scanned the first packet of knives, and the register immediately froze because of there are rules currently over that you need to be of a certain age to purchase knives, and we had a whole bag full of knives because we we were like, well, most of our kitchen knives are getting old, so let's just get a whole new set. But yeah, then the guy at the register needs to tell the register that the people buying the sharp pointy things are actively over 18 years old, and then it was all okay again. Oh my, and it is also apparently exactly 4 years ago that I went to one of the coolest LARP specials ever. This was for for Frontier, so the sci-fi LARP, where somebody at some point said, it would be cool if we were to do a special on like a submarine or something. Now, like a submarine was found, but that was in Poland, so that was going to be a bit expensive. But then somebody found an old minesweeper that was being turned into a museum, and that was actually in the Netherlands. So we spent an afternoon running up and down an old minesweeper ship, pretending it was a spacecraft. Oh man, I want to go back there so badly. So badly. That was so much fun. Hey, crochet lover! Oh, and Binary's going to see a movie. What movie? Movies are fun. Oh, also, I think I posted the picture in the Discord yesterday. I left behind one of these little worry worms at the zoo, and somebody found it and was all happy. So that's always good. I completely forgot to take some with me to like the IKEA or the gym today, so but I have like 3 still in the bag, and then like I think currently 1 which is still somewhere in my work bag that I still need to put somewhere. Everything Everywhere All at Once. I have not heard of this. But that title sounds intriguing. What are we making today? This is the one of those little worry worms. Because I started on it last stream and then I needed to stop. So I figured I'd finish it. And after that, somebody gifted me these really cool calligraphy pens. So there will be light playing with calligraphy, and after that maybe more crochet, or maybe I'm just going to grab some embroidery, or I have no plans for this stream. Today will be chaos. Also, I don't know if anybody noticed, there is I bought a friend for the sloth. But they are both grey, so it doesn't really stand out. I bought the elephant for myself, and my husband was like, you know the rules, the bed is full. And I was like, no, this one's going to live in the craft room. The craft room is not full yet. So yeah, Wednesday, I was having a day. So I went to the psychologist in the morning, and it was the first one after the intake, and she poked in places where it hurt. Like, I think I'm still not okay. I mean, that's her job. I mean, to be honest, that's exactly why I went to visit her. But I was doing pretty okay after the thing. So I had a shift at the zoo, so I went to the zoo, and then suddenly after my shift, I was sitting. I entered the canteen where we leave our bags and stuff, and suddenly it was basically like being hit by an emotional freight train. And then suddenly you find yourself crying in the break room. Oh well, hello. So yeah, I may have used that moment as an excuse to buy myself a new plushie. If you can see it well, but it's a little elephant. I named it Kian because it has tusks. And in this zoo, all elephants are Asian or Indian elephants, and they're only the males have tusks. So I could have also called it Maurice, I just realized. Should I rename it from Kian to Maurice? The Kian was a male that was born at the zoo, and he is currently living in Hungary. Also, hello Phoenix, how are you doing today? Alright, we finished this worry worm. Good start of the stream, actually finishing projects. Who was this one for? I think this one was for Selena. To thank her for being a 26-month subscriber, which is super long. Oh no, Crochet Lover, you have COVID? Ooh. May the symptoms be mild, and may it be very short and no long-term shizzle. Everything Everywhere All at Once is I've not heard of it, but it sounds interesting. From what I gather, I don't think anybody has an idea what that movie is about. I'm intrigued now. But that sounds like fun. I hope you have fun, Binary. No, Void, you don't even have your own therapist. You get poked where it hurts by the kids' therapists. Yep. Yep, I know that feeling. Oh, you were slammed by an emotional roller coaster. I know the feeling, you know. I sometimes call them freight trains because it feels like, and it didn't have right of way. But yeah, I'm just going to be brutally honest this stream because I'm not really doing very okay. Like, I can always make it look like I'm doing okay. Also, I see a Therapath card redemption. Oh, let's grab that then. I'm always very good at making people think that I'm okay because I'm naturally bubbly and outgoing, but deep inside, not very okay. But that's okay. I'm going to be okay again. But, let's see. The voice that tells you that you aren't good enough apparently doesn't know you at all. You're amazing. So saith the lizard of greenery. This is true. Crochet Lover is amazing. I should hang out in your streams more, but sometimes you stream in the middle of the night. But you need to stream when it's most convenient to you, of course. And yes, this too shall pass. I got myself some new shinies. Like, do you guys know the Zox wristbands? I love these wristbands because I am a fidgeter and I cannot break these wristbands. And they are so... Look, so I got this one that says, "Today I will not worry." And it arrived exactly the morning that I went to therapy. Also, this other thing is not a Zox, but it was for a project to save vultures, and I love vultures, so, you know, I had to buy that. Oh, yes. Phoenix is doing acceptable, having a bit of a rough patch. You know you'll make it through this. I think a lot of people are in a rough patch, and you know what? It's, sometimes that is how life's. We are all going to be okay again, because we're all amazing. But yeah, so I'm currently working on Project Worry Less, because sometimes I find myself being caught in like worry loops. And somebody just, so yeah, and I was just gifted these lovely pens, so this is not very neat, but this is because I tried to write too small with too big of a pen. Also, these are all things that help me when I worry. So this is so it's all in Dutch, but this is that cube that I had made. Going for a walk, listening to an audiobook, feed Enno. Enno is a worry eater that I have. And, you know, yoga, food, and tea. And I'm trying to make illustrations around it as if it were a medieval manuscript, and then put it on my wall. So I figured I could also use this stream to play a little bit more with these pens. It's you know, grab some of my things. Having COVID scares you. You have obstructive you have sleep apnea and type 2 diabetes. Ooh, that is indeed that very fair. That is not a good combo. To be brutally honest, I'm really scared of catching COVID, if only for all the people I've heard that had it are talking about, oh, I'm really having concentration problems, and I'm like, but I have ADHD. Concentration problems are my life. I'm seriously afraid that if I catch COVID, I mean, my bad lungs and COVID are already a bad combination, but, you know, getting over it and then having concentration problems on top of my ADHD sounds fucking scary. But yeah, sleep apnea can be nasty. I know several people that have that. It's on one hand, you're feeling sleepy, you could possibly take a nap and sleep, but then you maintain your lack of a sleep schedule. Maybe like take like a short nap or something, you know, just set an alarm for like 20 minutes. Just have a power nap. I'm trying to figure out which handwriting I would like to write. Oh, this is a pretty one, the Unicaal. Like, I constantly mess all of these together. I don't really use these. These were really like the beginner letters. Rustica is also very pretty. I like this A. I am now, of course, also completely considering writing that list in different handwritings. Oh, yeah, the humanistische minuscule. That is very pretty. Why are all these letters so pretty? Oh yeah, and then I love these as well, the rotunda, because it's basically just... You know what? I'm just going to practice these capitals because they're pretty. Do I have the tiny ones of these as well? I should really keep these together where they belong, but I tend to not. This is the Fraktur. Because not all capitals have small letters with it. That is humanistisch cursief. That's capitals. That's more capitals. This is Bastarda is also very. Why? They're all pretty. Who are we kidding? Do we have the rotunda small letters in here somewhere? Half Unicaal. Textura. Rustica. What are you? Who are you? Oh wait, this is Oh yeah, these are nice as well. Oh wait, these are just, they're on the back. That makes sense. Sometimes they're on the back and front of each other. Ah. Yeah. Hey. A sleep schedule is mostly really practical if your days are also dealt in very good things. Because keeping your, at least I noticed, keeping myself awake when I'm really tired just tends to make me cranky. I don't like cranky. And Void, leave when you need to leave. If the kids are being noisy, that happens. Right, I'm going to try and write all these capitals. I am going to use the 2.5mm pen, I think, because the 4mm is so big. Then again, because I think this is also written in a 2.5mm. Okay, see you next time. So that makes it easier to figure out how many lines I need to make. With these, for me, it's a little bit like, how did I hold these again? Oh, wait, like that. So point down. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I think you guys can. You're tired all of the time. If you slept every time you felt tired, you'd never wake up. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, this needs to go. It's not coming out quite as neat as I'd hoped. That's okay. These letters are stinking difficult. Did you guys know that? And also these are slightly less pointy than I think the pens that were in my original calligraphy course. So these letters will look slightly thicker. Also, I learned that apparently, like, you know, before, of course, the printing press was developed, there was a complete industry around these things. Like, apparently, of course, we all know monasteries as places of, you know, this is where monks worship and you know, and do all these things. But apparently, there were places where basically the monks were not there for the worship or the anything. You know, there was a couple that tended the garden, and a couple of them that tended all the rest, and the rest was all basically given pens and just write. Because, well, you know, I mean, nowadays we'd probably call it like $1 million industry. There was just, you know, the rich people wanted pretty manuscripts. Monks had the time to make the pretty manuscripts. And the capabilities, and, you know, that's where they made all the expensive paints and kept all the expensive inks. Look at these letters being all fancy. You're going to go to bed, hopefully be woken up by your alarm. Smart. Set for 3 p.m. Yes. You take care as well. Have a very good nap. And these need to sort of attach and then floop. Yeah, these are not as finely tipped. Oh, Crochet Lover, thank you for those biddies. Much appreciated. Yeah, these are definitely not as finely tipped as the fountain pens that I'm used to working with, but they work pretty well. The good thing about these is that, you know, the fountain pens you need to clean and you need to maintain, and these are just, you know, you put the cap on them and go. These are really good beginner pens as well. Also, these will forgive you if you accidentally push with them. Because apparently this is one of the very important rules of calligraphy, is you only pull your pen. Because the big fountain pens, if you push them, they'll go spritz and they will splotch ink everywhere. This is looking really good. So yeah, the whole idea. So, but I guess also the tips of these won't take it very well if you push them too much. But and then them here and a floop there and a fleep here. I like this one. There we go. Somebody must have taken so much. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Where is 4? There doesn't seem to be a 4 in this thing. And then that way, and then this way. These letters, man. Then again, I guess if, you know, if writing manuscripts is your Lord knows how many dollar industry, you'd want pretty handwritings, because then you can charge people more. Ooh, nice, an epic archer on the battlefield. Oh, thank you. Fun fact, part of this is just pure old muscle memory. For example, like the way I shape my O's and stuff, for that is partially just, I kind of remember, like it's a movement. And my halfway through, I did a sort of calligraphy and decorating workshop recently, and halfway through the workshop, suddenly my muscles kicked back in and were like, I remember. Alright. A lot of these O's and other round letters have this certain feel about them. There we go. Q. Q. Great letter, great Star Trek character. Oh yeah, I need to remember. I need to do my my Duolingo German lessons today. I'm still really hoping to go to Germany later this year. Oh yeah, and if you thought that the S was usually a letter that was irritating. That was fun in that calligraphy workshop. The lady was explaining that certain letters were definitely more annoying than others, and she was saying things like the letter K and H that they were usually annoying, and I was like, I'd like to make a good point for the letter S. And she looked at me and said, "You have a point there." Hey, Mouse Bandit. I'm doing okay-ish. It is I am definitely, under the circumstances, it's as good as it gets. It's a bit of, I recently started therapy, and you know, that always kicks your ass at the beginning, but that's okay.